Hey there, English learners. What if I told you that in just 5 months, you could transform your English skills without expensive classes or traveling abroad? Yes, it's possible. And today I'm sharing my story, and it might just be your story too. Hello everyone. My name is Gabriel. I'm 26 years old, and I'm from Brazil. Just 5 months ago, I couldn't even say, "How are you?" in English without overthinking. I felt lost. But fast forward to now, and I can speak fluently. Today, I want to share how I achieved this transformation. If you've ever felt frustrated, embarrassed, or stuck with your English, keep watching. Trust me, I was where you are, and if you follow my journey step by step, you'll know exactly how to improve your English too. Let's rewind to where it all began. Because my journey didn't start with excitement. It started with failure. I always dreamed of working for a big international company. As a software engineer, I worked hard day and night to be the best. Finally, I got my chance. I applied to a huge tech company in the US, and I was thrilled when the recruiter emailed me. "Congratulations, you're selected for an interview." I imagined living in a new country, earning a big salary, and working with top professionals. But then came the interview. I remember it like it was yesterday. I joined the Zoom call, and there were 3 native English-speaking interviewers. As soon as they started talking, it felt like their voices were on fast forward. I couldn't understand a thing. When they asked, "Gabriel, can you tell us about yourself and your experience in software development?" I panicked. The words were in my head, but they wouldn't come out. I stammered, yes, I am, software. I do coding. Many projects. Good. I am very good." Their silence was like a knife to my stomach. I failed, not because of my coding skills, but because I couldn't speak English. That day, I realized English wasn't just a language. It was the key to my dreams. I felt ashamed and angry at myself. For years, I thought, I don't need English. I'll just be great at my job. But now I saw the truth. Without English, I was invisible. That night, I made a decision. I would learn English fast. Most people start learning English by paying for expensive courses. I didn't. I had tried them before, and they didn't work. A year ago, I paid for an online English class. I memorized vocabulary lists, did grammar exercises. But after 3 months, I still couldn't hold a conversation. So I knew I needed something different, a system that worked in real life. That's when I started my 5-month method, and I'll share it with you now, step by step. For the first 15 days, I didn't study new words. Instead, I learned how to use words I already knew. I made a list of 50 survival sentences I needed daily, like, "Hi, how are you?" And "I need a coffee, please." I read them out loud 10 times each morning. At first, it felt awkward, but after 5 days, these sentences became automatic. I also started speaking to myself in English every day. When I was alone, I would say, "I am taking a shower," or "I am making eggs." It felt silly at first, but soon became my private classroom. In a week, my brain started thinking in English. Lastly, I practiced 5 sentences a day with a twist. I chose sentences from movies or conversations, and I copied them exactly. Emotion, speed, and pronunciation. This helped me sound natural. After 15 days, I stopped translating in my head. I could say basic sentences without thinking, and I felt more confident. But this was just the beginning. After 15 days, I was ready for the next step. I wanted real conversations and to understand native speakers without translating. So, I developed a new plan. I realized I needed to make speaking English feel natural. I used a method I call the question-answer method. I asked myself simple questions, answered immediately, and added more details each time. For example, what did you eat for breakfast? First answer, I ate eggs. Then I ate eggs and toast, and so on. This trained my brain to think and speak in English without hesitation. One of my challenges was pronunciation. I used the echo technique. I listened to native speakers, paused, and repeated their sentences with the same tone. For example, from a movie clip, I don't know what you're talking about. I repeated it until my voice matched theirs. After a month, my pronunciation improved so much that native speakers started saying, "Wow, your English sounds really natural." Instead of memorizing word lists, I used the story method. I took 5 new words each day, created a short story using them, and read it out loud 10 times. Example, new words, excited, invitation, party, arrive, surprise. My story. I was very excited because I received an invitation to a big party. When I arrived, I got a huge surprise. It was my birthday party. I did this daily. After 3 months, I knew over 1,000 new words naturally. I trained my brain to think in English by describing everything around me. For example, the sky is blue. The weather is hot. I also wrote my daily journal in English. At first, it was simple, but soon my writing became more natural. After a few weeks, I was no longer translating. I made a rule to speak English for at least 2 hours daily. No excuses. If I had no one to talk to, I talked to myself. While cooking, cleaning, or walking, I spoke English. I reminded myself, English is my future. I cannot quit. Finally, I realized that understanding grammar and sentence structure was crucial. I observed how native speakers structured their sentences. For example, I have been learning English for 5 months instead of I am learning English for 5 months. I wrote down common sentence structures and practiced them daily. I also tackled prepositions by keeping a small notebook with examples. To improve further, I shadowed native speakers and watched English movies with subtitles, repeating sentences to match pronunciation and tone. Confidence became key. I practiced speaking to people in English, even when unsure. I joined online groups, made friends, and practiced together. This not only improved my English, but made learning enjoyable. 5 months later, I reapplied for my dream job. This time, I walked into the interview with confidence, spoke clearly, and impressed the interviewers. A few days later, I got the call. "Gabriel, congratulations, you got the job." My starting salary was $5,000 a month, a dream come true. I called my parents to share the news, and their pride was overwhelming. It was all worth it. Here are the key lessons I learned. Mindset is everything. Surround yourself with English. Speak without fear. Practice active listening and shadowing. Expand your vocabulary smartly. Learn grammar through usage. Consistency over perfection. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, speaking English fluently and confidently. Imagine the opportunities and pride. Start today. Speak, listen, practice, and never give up. Your future self will thank you. This is about changing your life. If my story inspired you, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Together we'll continue this journey. See you in the next video.